So good afternoon everyone. So again, I'm Jasper Mendoza. I am from Amazon Web Services. So I'm a public sector solutions architect. So I mainly support public sector customers. Actually, PNP is one of my customers. The ING as well. So when we say public sector in Amazon, it's government, non-profit, and schools, as well as all of education on all levels is part of public sector based on Amazon coverage. So for today, I will talk about how the cloud can actually work hand in hand with PLDT and NGA 911 to have a next generation emergency response system. Okay, next slide please. So so today I will have a quick introduction about the cloud. So just quick show of hands now. Who among you here already heard of the term cloud? Cloud? May nakarinig ng term na cloud? Okay, a couple of hands. Alright, so who among you here are already, at least based on your knowledge, are already using the cloud in any shape or form? Yep, quite a handful. Nice, okay. So today I will focus more on how global public sector customers are actually using the cloud to revolutionize their emergency response system. So these are global customers, and of course NGA 911 is one of our partners as well. So it's very closely related to use cases such as NGA 911. And I will also show how these systems are utilizing AWS. So I will discuss a bit about the AWS technologies that are powering them. So yeah, next slide please. So what is AWS? So AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. So Amazon, sino nakakala ng Amazon dito? Yung global shopping na website, okay? A few hands, no? So basically Amazon, I dare I say, siya yung parang OG na Shopee or Lazada sa US. That's global now already. So Amazon started out as an online bookstore. So Amazon primarily sold books back then, 1997. And then after a few years, around 10 years, Amazon is already selling anything under the sun. No? So kahit ano dyan, Amazon Retail is selling it. And Amazon's website, Amazon.com, is handling billions of traffic. And every second, every minute of downtime will actually translate to significant revenue loss. That's why, after 10 years, Amazon realized that Amazon actually developed a key skill. That's running data centers. So, magaling magpatakbo ng data centers si Amazon because the business demands it. Kasi we cannot afford downtime. Hence, after 10 years, 2007, that's where AWS is born. So, Amazon wanted to provide that technology to the greater public so that, customers don't need to run their own data centers, don't need to develop their data center capabilities, and just right away, pag may naisip kang innovation and application, you can just spin it up in the cloud and then start delivering your application. And that's how AWS began. Next slide, please. And why is the cloud infrastructure relevant to us today? So with the cloud infrastructure, it will enable you to actually focus on your applications. So mag-focus ka dun sa innovation and emergency response mo without investing in data center. It increases your IT agility and performance. So hence, I think Sir Don earlier said how NGA 911 is leveraging the cloud, which is virtually unlimited scale, to deploy their emergency response system. Improve reliability. So as mentioned earlier, PLDT is investing in a highly resilient data center, and I think it's really designed to attract hyperscalers such as AWS and Azure. And who knows, moving forward, AWS might have a region in country. But right now, AWS already has global presence in the form of what we call local zones. And PLDT is our partner there. So Manila Local Zones is running on PLDT data center, but it's not quite the same as a region. So later I will discuss what's a region, what's a local zone. And lower cost. Of course, with the cloud, you don't need to invest in infrastructure that will run idle. Kasi kung sa data center ka, kung meron kang application, you need to buy servers na can cater to peak traffic. No? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Halimbawa, meron akong emergency response system. Usually, these systems may peak hours yan, especially with typhoon, etc. Dadami yung mga emergency calls. And yun yung peak na tinatawag natin. And if you will run your emergency response systems on premises, you need to take into account ano ba yung kailangan kong, gano'ng kalaki yung kailangan kong bilhin na computing infrastructure para kapag mag-peak yung emergency calls, kaya ko pa rin tumakbo na hindi babagsak yung sistema ko. And with data centers na on-premises, kailangan bumili ng malaki. And not all the time, mataas yung traffic. So meaning, this large infrastructure will primarily go idle. So halos hindi siya na-utilize. But with the cloud, you can provision as much or as less infrastructure as needed, effectively lowering your IT cost. Next slide, please. And why customers are choosing AWS, right? So apart from being the longest running hyperscaler, so we've been in the industry for 18 years now, actually. So 18 years na si Amazon Web Services. And we actually have over 100,000 customers globally using our platform for their AI and machine learning use cases. And I think NJ911 is one of those customers. So they're leveraging AI. And I would want to highlight security as well. So we have the most security features and attestations compared to other hyperscalers because security is Amazon's #1 priority. So we have 230 plus security features and services that enables customers to run in the cloud securely. Next slide, please. And with this, so this is a testament now. So if you're familiar with Gartner, so Amazon has been a leader in the Magic Quadrant for cloud service providers for 13 consecutive years. And when 2024 will be released, we're actually also anticipating to be a leader in 14 consecutive years now. But right now, 2023 pa lang na-release si Gartner. We've been the leader, so we are at the far upper right, along with Microsoft and Google. But we've been the longest in the industry. So next slide, please. So now let me just switch gears and show you how the global customers are leveraging the cloud for emergency response situations. Next slide. Starting with disaster response. So again, earlier, our partners such as EPLDT and NJ911 has highlighted how they have architected the systems, the data centers, the telco to be resilient during emergency situations. But of course, inevitably, these systems will fail and might fail. And for this, I will showcase how global customers actually address such situations. So pag bumagsak talaga lahat, bumagsak yung kuryente, bumagsak yung telco, bumagsak yung internet, pati yung mobile services. How can you still continue operating? Next slide, please. So one of our customers, Health.NGO, is a global non-governmental organization that's focusing on disaster response situations. Health.NGO. And specifically in Bahamas, Health.NGO is already running their systems for disaster response in the cloud. But in 2021, in Kentucky, there was a tornado that disconnected everything. Hence, hindi nila ma-access yung systems in the cloud. So that's their challenge, that's their problem. So they went to AWS and said, how can we continue operating in the cloud in such situations? So next slide, please. So this is what they're using the cloud for. No? So pag nagkaroon ng emergency situation, they need to assess the situation. Ano yung extent ng damage, saan yung mga pinaka-impacted areas, so that they can plan where to send the resources and how big or how small the teams needed to be based on the damages. So next slide, please. So given their problem, meron silang system for emergency response to assess the situation. but they want to continue operating even though bumagsak na yung telco, bumagsak na yung connectivity na papunta sa cloud. So what's the solution? So I hope you can see the picture in the upper right now. So those gray boxes, those are what we call AWS low voltage devices. So these are rugged devices. So itong mga devices ito, matibay siya. It's not as sensitive as servers. It can run remotely. It can handle impact, and it's water resistant. It's also operational in extreme temperatures. So they deploy a cluster of low voltage devices para doon na sila magtakbo ng AI and machine learning na systems nila during a disaster event. So you can imagine, magpapadala ng sasakyan na doon yung low voltage. They fly around 20 drones to scout the area, and these drones are continuously feeding images to the snowball edge device. Tapos dun sa snowball edge device, that's where the AI machine learning solution is running to assess the impact in real time so that HealthDoc NGO can quickly mobilize their teams to send appropriate resources to the places where it's needed. So this is one way to continue operating, because you need to have resilient infrastructure, but also you need to have backup solutions in case this resilient infrastructure actually fails. Okay, next slide please. Alright, so I mentioned use case for AI and machine learning. So another use case is, what if you need to have telco capability? So recently, not that recently, but there's an innovation in telecommunications, right? There's this technology called 5G. So in 5G, it enables you to have higher bandwidth in terms of communication, more efficient. What if you need 5G to places na wala pang na-deploy na 5G infrastructure? Next slide please. And this is actually the challenge for Norwegian Army. So the Norwegian Army wants to utilize 5G technologies in their rugged edge locations for rescue operations, for whatever operations that they need to operate in these remote areas na walang 5G technology. So they partnered with Telenor, Telecom in Norway, to actually run 5G capabilities and infrastructure on snowball edge devices. So that's what they did. So basically they partnered with the telco. So in this case, we probably can partner with PLDT as well if we want to utilize this. And we can run telco capabilities on the snowball edge device. And with this, the Norwegian Army were able to have secure communications utilizing 5G, sending high fidelity videos, having high quality phone calls using 5G technology on remote areas na wala talaga 5G coverage originally. So that's how they were able to utilize this technology. And in the topic of military, right? So next slide please. Ito medyo extreme to, but I want to highlight how AWS helped Ukraine in the ongoing war with Russia. So 2022, Ukraine faced Russia, right? And their data that's running on their government data center in Ukraine was threatened. It's either manakaw ba or masira yung data nila. And so they reached out to AWS. How can you help us quickly move our data from our data center in a rugged and secure manner to your cloud? And that's how AWS came up with Project Sunflower. Basically, they use Snow devices to ship to the data centers quickly, get their data out quickly, and then deploy it to the AWS cloud. And with this, Ukraine was able to secure and transfer the data quickly from their data centers to the AWS cloud. Alright, so next slide please. So these are some of the innovative ways global customers are utilizing AWS in their emergency response use cases. So now, I'll be a bit technical to show you how exactly are these solutions powered under the hood. Next slide. So, kung mapapansin nyo dun sa mga use case na hinayang ko kanina, it shows that the cloud is actually not somewhere out there na parang ini-imagine mo lang siya. It can be physical, it can be beside you, it can be wherever your our customers need it to be. Right? So, from what we call the region, so region is our main infrastructure, that's where our data centers are located, that's where majority of AWS services are running. But outside the region, we also have what we call CloudFront points of presences and local zones. Actually, we have local zones in the Philippines in partnership with PLDT Vitro data centers. And then if you want to run AWS in your own data center, we also have that. That's what we call AWS Outposts. And if you need to run AWS outside the data center, into this rugged edge places where, walang controlled humidity, the environment, walang controlled temperature, it can be harsh and a harsh environment. That's where AWS No Family comes in. So yung pinakita ko kanina. And when it comes to smart devices, IoT, smart cities, we also have AWS IoT that will support you. So basically, wherever you need the cloud to be, AWS is already there. Next slide, please. So again, as I said, the region is our primary infrastructure, where majority of our services are running. And for the Philippines, mainly we're using the Singapore region. So meaning yung mga AWS customers in the Philippines are actually running their workloads in Singapore because it's quite near and it has robust infrastructure as well. So a region is just a physical geographic location. So my physical boundary siya. In the US, a region is usually a state. In Asia, it's usually a city. So let's say, for example, in the US, we have Oregon region. In Asia, we have Tokyo region and Osaka region. Those are cities. And in Singapore, in this case, Singapore is a city/country. So it's a geographic location where we run our data centers. Next slide, please. And the region already factors in resiliency in its architecture. So this is how our infrastructure looks like in the region. And in fact, NG 911 is running in such infrastructure. It's in the region. So we have these clusters of data center. And a cluster of data center where we run our services, that's what we call availability zone. Yun yung AZ dyan. In a single region, there's at least 2 AZs, but more often than not, it's for 3 or more AZs. In Singapore, there are 3 AZs. So what's special with an AZ is that an AZ is a cluster of data centers, has its own resilient and redundant power and internet service provider. And all of these AZs are interconnected with each other, and each AZ has a meaningful distance with each other. So magkalayo yan, usually around 100 kilometers distance. This is for disaster isolation purposes. So meaning if there's a disaster or calamity that's affecting an availability zone, there's a very low likelihood that the same disaster or calamity is affecting the other availability zones. So with this resilient infrastructure, you can imagine, majority of your workloads, you should be running in the region. Because the region has the most resilient, most durable, and most cost-effective infrastructure that you have in AWS. Next slide, please. Now, in cases that you need services to run outside the region, we have several footprints that we can choose from. So one of which is what we call CloudFront Point of Presence. So this is where we run our content delivery network, so caching, as well as security services, so anti-DDoS, web application firewall. This is where these services run, as well as DNS, domain name service, is also running on point of presences. And as you can see, we actually have one in Manila. So we have a CloudFront point of presence in Manila. So this is actually our first infrastructure. So I think it's more than 10 years na yan sa Manila, CloudFront point of presence. Next slide, please. And last year, we recently launched Direct Connect location in Manila in partnership with PLDT. It's running in PLDT Vitro infrastructure. So that direct connect location will enable customers to directly tap into the global backbone of AWS. Yung sarili network ng AWS. Next slide, please. Just to give you an idea how our global backbone looks like. So not to overshadow PLDT's investments in telco, no? But this is how our global backbone looks like. When we say AWS backbone, this is either Amazon control or Amazon owned network infrastructure. So this is a fiber optic infrastructure that powers and connects all of our infrastructure globally. I just want to highlight, as you can see, may dalawa or apat na tuldok doon na disconnected. Don't be confused, that's our China region. So AWS also has a region in China, but it's completely disconnected from the rest of the world. So the China region only caters for Chinese customers, and it's disconnected from AWS global backbone. So baka magtaka lang kayo bakit may na-disconnected. That's the China region. Next slide, please. And as I said, last year we just launched our local zones in Manila. There's a Manila local zone in partnership with PLDT Vitro. What's a local zone? It's similar to availability zone. The only difference is it's outside the region. So in this case, the Manila local zone is reporting back to the Singapore region. So what does this mean? Why is this significant? So kung meron akong mga applications such as emergency response systems na kailangan na nasa loob ng Pilipinas, kailangan mabilis yung connectivity ko sa application ko, customers from the Philippines, starting last year actually, can already run your applications within the Philippines through the Manila local zone. Next slide, please. And if mas kailangan pa ng customer ng mas malapit pa sa kanila yung application, no? Let's say for example, for emergency response situation, command center. For some reason, the customer prefers that the workloads in their command center is within their command center operations. Then that's where the customers can consider AWS Outposts. So AWS as Outposts, you can imagine kung ano yung infrastructure na ginagamit namin sa region, kung ano yung infrastructure na ginagamit namin sa local zones. Literally, it's like getting a rack of servers and putting it in the customer's premises. Then you can start running your workloads within the data center of your choosing using AWS Outposts. Next slide, please. And lastly, what if the customers wants to run applications outside a data center? Kasi sa data center kasi may humidity control, maarte yung mga servers, sensitive yan sa humidity, sa temperature, even vibration, sensitive din sa vibration ng mga servers that it might damage the servers and effectively affect your workload inside. What if kailangan kong magtakbo ng application into places na hindi data center yung setup? Let's say, you want to run it in your vehicle for, let's say, for operations na kailangan mo pumunta sa mga lugar, covered operations, you have your workloads running in servers, kailangan mo magtakbo ng workloads doon. And that's where AWS Snow Family will come in. So earlier, yung mga use cases na pinakita ko is actually leveraging Snowball Edge. So it's a briefcase type of computing that can run on disconnected modes and on very areas that are not very server friendly. Mataas yung temperature, masyadong malamig, baka mahulog yan, maalog yan. And that's where Snowball Edge and Snowball will come in. So si Snowball Edge, siya yung mas malaking computing. You can run AI, machine learning, inferences in Snowball Edge, so it's quite powerful. Snowball naman yung smaller counterpart niya. So it's about 2.2 kilos in weight, and it's palm size, usually. Kaya mo siyang binibitin sa kamay. And it's like more lightweight. So it's up to 8 terabytes of storage or 14 terabytes of storage for lighter weight workloads. Okay, next slide please. Yeah, so enough about infrastructure, because one key component of your emergency response is actually your contact centers. Siyempre, tatawag yan, mag-chat yung mga citizens mo. You need to have innovation in your contact centers as well. So So I'll show you use cases for our global public sector customers using the cloud as their contact center. Next slide, please. So first in the list is LA County, so Los Angeles County. So LA County leverages AWS to modernize their contact center operations. And with this, they actually achieved 90% peak hold time reduction. That's primarily because of the AI and machine learning capabilities, as well as single pane of glass for user-friendly UI. 90% reduction. And in an emergency response situation, that can actually translate to great impacts. Imagine 90% reduction in their hold time. And not just that, they also achieved 60% cost savings. Kasi hindi na sila nag-invest sa physical servers. So they just leverage the cloud for that. Cost savings 60%. And because of automation, 17% of the calls, volume of the calls are reduced. So that's for LA County. Next slide, please. Yeah. So City of John Street in Georgia. So they leverage Amazon Connect for their contact centers, and they achieved 90% reduced voicemails after hours. So after hours, reduce na yung mga contact center agents na nag-work. But through AI machine learning automation, they were able to lower the voicemails after hours. They reduced receptionist call volume by 60%. Kasi instead of talking to an agent, kung simple lang naman yung mga query nila, AI can actually already answer 60% of those calls. And because of that, information was delivered to citizens up to 2 times faster. So this is very important when it comes to emergency response. Next slide, please. And all of these were made available through Amazon Connect. So Amazon Connect is our cloud contact center solution. So how did Amazon Connect came about? So it started similar to Amazon.com. So in Amazon.com, we realized na magaling kami patakbo na data center, we made it available to the public. And customers, enterprise customers, were amazed how Amazon is operating contact center very efficiently. So they kept asking, paano niyo ba pinapatakbo yung cloud contact center niyo? And that's where Amazon Connect came about. So how we're doing it internally using AI machine learning, we made it available for customers through Amazon Connect. Next slide, please. So what sets apart Amazon Connect, right? So number one, it's a very simple self-service UI. So when we say simple self-service UI, that's for administrators ng contact center, pati supervisor ng contact center. Even the agents themselves, the call center agents, it's simple to use for them. And the customers as well, the citizens mismo na mag-engage sa contact center. It's simple UI. Next is it's dynamic and personal, and it can deliver automated customer experience on all channels, what we call omni-channel. So when we say omni-channel, we imagine nyo, may kanya-kanya yung mga website, right? Let's say, si LGU may website, si PNP may website. And one channel for contact center is through the chat. So mapapansin nyo may maliit na chat box dun sa website. That's one channel. Or through voice, 911. That's another channel. Email, that's another channel. So with Amazon Connect, all of these channels are funneled through a single dashboard sa mga agent. So as an agent, the agent can easily switch from voice to chat to email in a single dashboard. And AI and machine learning is at the heart of this solution. So that's our secret software, AI and machine learning. And lastly, you have analytics and dashboards, so you can analyze how you can optimize your calls further. Alright, so that's it for me. So next slide. Yeah. So hopefully I have shown you, yes. Okay. So hopefully I showed you how Amazon can be leveraged to revolutionize your emergency response systems. You can scan this QR to answer a survey. After you've answered your survey, my screen yun showing that you're done with the survey. Screenshot it and show it to our booth right there. We have AWS booth in that corner to receive your reward. So my reward is the survey. Okay. Ayun, so nandun yung mga colleagues ko doon, magbibigay sila ng mga free stuff.